to Tualatin Hills Recreation Center, the site of the Oregon Youth Soccer Association Championships. Hi everybody, I'm Dave Hall. I'll be with you today. I'm joined by Jimmy Clarke. And Jimmy, this is a matchup between United PDX and Oregon Surf. This is the girls U16 championship, and we're just about ready to go.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful day. It's a perfect day, great field. The ball will run true. And so now today it's all about, good possession and attacking goals as early and quickly as possible. I think it's going to be a beautiful game.
I talked to both of the coaches beforehand. I talked to some of the girls, and everybody's pretty excited. This is a championship game. Oregon Surf, their head coach is Andy Frazier. United PDX, their head coach is J.D. Pendleton. We're just about ready to get this started. In goal for United PDX will be number 1, Addison Laws. And in goal for Oregon Surf will be number 99, Audrey Carlson. 2 40-minute halves. And we'll crown a champion at the end of this game. I was down on the field. I think I mentioned to you earlier, this is U16. It means these girls are under 16. And some of these girls were taller than I am.
Yeah, I don't know what they're feeding these kids nowadays, but they're getting some height and some strength in their game.
You can see when you look down, Oregon Surf in the blue, they're in a 4-3. I'm sorry, let me back up. 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
What's the advantage of that?
Well, what that gives you, it gives you more of an attacking formation, and it allows the 3 that are just behind the forward to be able to get wide and get outside in more of attacking motion. But you've got the 1 player who's up front who's able to free roam and create space to be able to get some shots in. So hopefully we'll be able to see some exciting playment out of that.
A true striker up by themselves up front.
Yeah, and so sometimes it gives them the freedom to move around, and also it pushes their defense back if they stay disciplined and push forward. And so then for United, it's just going to be really important to keep the ball solid, stay strong at the back, close down quickly, and then try and break from there.
Players to watch today for United PDX. Of course, the goalie, Addison Laws. Number 6, Crystal Fan Reeves. Number 9 is Mael Shaw. And number 20, Gabby Alanis. United in the white. Mm-hmm. Players to watch for United, number 24. For Oregon Surf, number 24, Madeline Millette. Number 33, Audra Rowlett. And number 44, Lily Venn.
Dave, what's going to be really key for today is a big field. It's wide field, so getting the ball outside and getting around the into the corner and to get the ball over for crosses and stuff is going to be a critical piece. Also, too, because it's on a turf like this, the quality of possession, quality of passing is going to be critical because the ball will move pretty quickly. And also, too, you got to get the ball down quick from high balls because of the bounce.
Take a big bounce, right?
Mm-hmm.
The advantage, of course, is the ball's going to go straight.
Well, that's what's beautiful playing on a field like this. True is that your pass can be crisp, but at the same time is they've got to be accurate because the ball will move pretty quickly if it's not.
All right, there's no clock or scoreboard here, so we're going to keep an unofficial clock. Like I said, 2 40-minute halves. Oregon Surf in the blue, that's Ohana Chang that just fell down there. Free kick coming up. Oregon Surf.
Bit of a high kick there, going into the back.
We got a player down. I think she's just tying her shoe. PDX goalie's got the sun directly in her eyes. I saw she had her hand up trying to shade her eyes.
Yeah, that's the advantage when you get the sun like this. When the keeper does have the sun in their eyes, that's when you do want to take some of the high shots, just to put some confusion on there.
Do soccer players scout goalies, see what they like and what they don't like hockey goalies?
No, not necessarily. I mean, you're just looking for good players, good keepers that you can train and develop into good players overall.
I mean, the opposing team, do they watch to see if the goalie likes to go high or low? Or
yeah, of course. Yeah, if you get a chance to watch any videos of any teams, yeah, you will watch, where the weaknesses are of the keeper. But for reality, if you're a good forward, your best shot is always going to be low to the bottom corners. So really, it doesn't matter as long as you can get your openings and you can get your shots off with quality.
Surf plays it back to their goalie, cleared out by PDX. Throw-in coming up for Oregon Surf. Oregon Surf in the blue, PDX in the white. United PDX has a great soccer program, and I think there are 6 games today. I think they have a team in 5 of them.
Yeah, they're a good organization. They really focus on developing players, which is critical for these kids at this age.
So far, we've either been played at midfield or we've played down in the PDX end.
Yeah, Oregon Surf seems to have a little bit more of, they seem more organized going forward. They close the ball down quickly, but the defense on United's been strong.
There's a shot. Was that on goal? Did that go inside the post?
Yeah,
I thought it was.
Yeah, it was a decent shot. From that distance though, it was a little bit. She probably should have walked it in a little bit further, or used off some of the players so they can get a little bit more of a closer and quality shot.
Or kicked it a little harder. Just underway here. This is the U16 game in the Oregon Youth Soccer Association tournament, the finals. United PDX in the white, Oregon Surf in the blue. Jimmy and I will be with you after this game. We'll bring you the boys U16 game. Out to midfield, United PDX with the ball. A free kick coming up. United doesn't have a shot on goal. I don't think they have a shot yet, do they?
No, they've been obviously playing more defense than they have been able to get forwards. This is probably the first time they've got their chance to get in there.
Shot wide right. Audrey Carlson in net for Oregon Surf. Kicks it out to midfield. Throw-in coming up for Oregon Surf.
It's a great turn now. Now we've got to create space. One of the things I'm noticing already that each team have squeezed into the middle. They've got to get more width, and they've got to play the ball out wide and get around the back. That's where a lot of the success will come in a game like this, simply because of the size of the field.
Great point, Jimmy. Nobody's been down the side on either team.
Mm-hmm. And if they keep playing into that middle, all they're going to do is just keep pushing it down to the center, where the defense, if United doing pretty decent, are going to be able to keep winning it. So the team that starts to spread the field out a little bit more, create a little bit more space, I think we'll be a little bit more successful in this game.
United's defense has been very aggressive, and they've channeled everything into the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've seen Surf trying to go down the middle when really they should be going around the outside to get that space. See, again, that's what it does. It forces them to take these wild shots from outside, and that's okay. For the defense, they're just going to go, you know what, 25, 28 yard shot is not going to be a problem.
Right. 2 shots on goal now for Surf, and both of them have been that type. They've been from outside.
Yeah.
Didn't really have a lot on them.
Yeah. And they're forcing it, and you don't want to force it. You just want to keep the ball, keep possession, tire the other team out, look for the space, then attack.
A ball towards the middle. United breaks that up. Surf's got those 4 defenders back there, and they've done a good job also on defense of closing everything off.
Yeah, well, they've not had much to do simply because the midfield and offense have been more attacking into United's half, which is good for the Surf. And they've got to be able to take advantage of it, because there's a danger in that if you are doing that and you're pushing up, leaves some space in behind. That's where the maybe a long ball over the top gives United a little bit of an opportunity, because the Surf's been pushed forward too much.
I'm Dave Hull along with Jimmy Clarke. Jimmy's from England and played soccer in England. He's our resident expert. Number 20 for United PDX, Gabby Alanis. She's one of their better offensive players.
Nice play there. Nice composure.
Tried for a through ball that time. Picked off by Oregon Surf. Forward, this is Gabby Alanis. Can she take a shot? Left-footed shot. Right in the corner post. Goalie was down on her knees, blocked that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had room to take one more touch there because the defender was a little bit behind her. So if she took one more touch, she might have been able to get a little bit more of a quality shot or closer shot.
The goalie was already down on her knees. If she'd have taken a couple of steps to the right, might have had a better angle on the shot. United starting to get better organized on offense.
Yeah, this is what will happen in a game. You'll start getting rhythm and you'll start getting back into it, but the quality of passing has got to be good.
You know, when I talked to Coach J.D. Pendleton, I asked him what's his some of the keys to the game, and he said we like to establish rhythm.
Yeah.
Use that exact word.
Yeah, because, that gives the team a little bit more confidence, and the more confidence you have, the more opportunities that you'll create.
We're about 13 minutes into the first half. No score. Shots on goal, 2 for Surf, 1 for United. Okay, Surf's going to take this one down the left wing. And a good defensive play out of bounds. Throw in coming up for Oregon Surf.
Yeah, so you're already seeing that they keep trying to force through the center, and United keeps picking it up. So, this is where experience will come in. So hopefully some of these players will start to see, all right, the space is going to be in the outside. What they need to do is, instead of cutting back and going into the center, they need to make a few runs down the wing just to open the game up a bit.
On that last play coming down the left wing, there was plenty of space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what they're doing is they're getting the space and then they're cutting it in and looking for the centre forward.
Right.
When in reality, they've just got to keep going down to the wing. So a few things happen there. One, you either get a cross in, give your guys an opportunity for a goal. Two, you cross it, you get a block and you get a corner kick, or you get a throw in, or you get an opportunity to go in yourself. So there's a lot can be created by going around the outside, or you could cut it back for a midfield player coming in. So, but they're missing that opportunity because they're immediately taking it in and going straight into the middle, and then that's where United's cutting them out on the Surf side of things.
Throw in that time by United PDX. That was Lauren Cowan. Ball forward. Surf crosser that time went across the goal mouth.
And that's where you just notice how wide open and much more space that they have there. And that's the reason why it's really important to keep going around the back and going around the outside and taking advantage of the wing.
That was really the first time that happened, and you looked and saw, and Surf had a lot of space.
A ton of space. The only thing that they were missing in that scenario was the midfield players pushing in quicker. They stayed back too far.
Throw in PDX. No score. Defensive pressure that time by Surf.
Yeah, Surf's doing a really good job of pushing in. They are winning that second ball, which is important, and that's the reason why they're able to keep the game in United's half.
You can see everybody's pushed up. They have the players now. Surf in the middle. Lets a shot go high.
See, that's where you get the opportunities from outside, is when you've got that kind of space versus pressure. So it went out wide, right? And then they looked in. I would still rather see her go down the line and try and cut it back into that midfield player, because now you're in a place of attacking the goal.
And space has really been the key in this game so far.
Yeah. Well,
or lack thereof.
Well, that's the reason, like right there is a great example of what I was just talking about. Just by going around the outside, you get an opportunity for corners, right? Or the ball gets in, or it makes it into the box, and that makes it dangerous and gives you an opportunity for a shot. So I would say today for these girls, getting around the outside is going to be a really critical piece, because it opens the players up and it spreads the defense out.
You mentioned corners. This is our first one of the game. Surf into the middle and cleared away by PDX. Oregon Sports Beat today covering the U16 games, the U17 games, the U18 games, both boys and girls. This is the U16 Girls Championship.
That's a great one too. That will open up the field if she can keep it moving. There's the quality. And that's going to be critical today. The quality of passing is going to make a huge difference in this game.
Gabby Alanis. She had a wing open all the way and turned back inside and looked for a pass inside.
Yeah. Yeah, she was keeping possession. Unfortunately, the forward was behind the defender, so she really didn't have a choice but to go backwards. That's where that forward has got to start making runs down into this corner. So then that way, the easier pass to look for space. And that's where it's critical to have a very highly active forward on any team, simply because then it gets the defender thinking, and you got to stretch them. So the forwards got to be looking into diagonal runs into the corners.
Just my thought, Jimmy, but it appears to me Surf has the faster players.
Well, Surf is more organized. They look to be a team that's a little bit more organized, and you can tell they are looking to try and do more possession, and it does look like they're trying to get around the outside where possible, and they're closing the ball down. So they are definitely the better team right now.
All right, a free kick. Ball inside, a shot hits the crossbar.
Yeah.
Got that one, might have got a little bit rushed on that and let that one fly, and it just hit the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, that's where I was talking about getting the ball down quickly on this ground. You got to get it down, get it under control, and get it low. That ball's bouncy a little bit for her, so as she obviously went take the strike, she got underneath it, and ball went a little too high.
No score. We're halfway through the first half, 20 minutes left to go here in the first half. These are two 40-minute halves. Two shots on goal for Surf, one for PDX, one corner kick for Surf. No, three shots on goal. I forgot the crossbar hit.
Mm-hmm.
Surf with the ball. I haven't been keeping time of possession. If I had, it would be clearly one-sided.
Yeah. Surf has had definitely more possession, but United's still in it, right? So there's no,
Right.
They haven't scored yet. So you can't count a team out. It's just because of possession, because anything could happen.
Time of possession just means you've had more opportunities. It doesn't mean you've converted them.
Yeah, just you've got more of you have more control of the game. That's really the key. And you'd hope eventually that breaks a team down, and then you get a goal. But this game is such a fickle game that you can make one mistake and the other team's right back down your throat and scored. So if you're the team that has more possessions, has more of the opportunity, you've got to put them away, and you've got to put the team away by putting the ball in the back in there early.
Halfway through the first half, Jimmy, what do you think strategy-wise? What should each of these teams do now more?
I still stick to, let's see this corner here. Another corner. Yeah, I still think the key ingredient to this, one is possession, right? You want to keep the ball. And then two is getting around the outside and getting around the back and spreading the field out. What that will do is create space and holes for you to be able to play into. And so to me, either team, I would recommend that, and I definitely recommend you're seeing success for Oregon Surf by doing that over these last 5 minutes. You've seen a lot of balls around the back, and now they're getting corners, and these are great opportunities. Any mistake, a little touch, and it goes in.
Back-to-back corner kicks for Surf. The kick low towards the middle. Ball was slicing low. Nobody could get ahead on it, though.
But I do think it may be another corner. So again, here they are, keeping the pressure on, which is great.
3 corner kicks so far for Surf.
This will be the fourth, I actually think.
Yep, be the fourth, just move to the other side. We're set for the corner. Corner kick number 4. Bouncer in the middle. Surf still with the ball, send it to the middle.
See, that's where you've got so many players. They got to go around the outside. Sketch it. Keep it out there, and then look for the cross, and then wait for the mistake, and then tap it in or get a clean shot.
They were headed that way. United PDX stepped in, though, got control of the ball, sent it out. Throw in coming up for Oregon Surf. All right, substitution checking in. That's why we're waiting. There's the throw. And that's going to go out. Another throw in. Throw in this time for PDX, though. Boy, it's been a while since United PDX has moved forward.
Well, again, they're having a tough time because I think Oregon is doing a really good job. But again, Oregon's got to put them away because you never know any mistake, and then all of a sudden United PDX is back in. But yes, they are having a hard time, and I think part of that is just the quality. They don't have as much possession because I think Oregon's done a good job of keeping it. The other thing too is that they keep giving the ball away right as soon as they get it. There's one or two passes and they're giving it away because of the pressure.
That was a nice centering pass that time by number 20, Gabby Alanis. There was just nobody there. I'm sorry, that pass was by Ohana Chang. I should have known that. I lived in Hawaii. Ohana is the word for family.
Yeah, United's having a hard time with their pass. The passing is a little off, but too their control when they get it, they're just not. The quality on the ball needs to improve. Another corner.
Another corner kick coming up for Surf. Number 5. Keep getting these corner kicks. They're going to knock one in. Just a little bit high, a little bit too far and high.
Yeah, it was a good ball. That's where you do need the big person in the back there
right.
to be able to put that back across.
And that was the problem. Wasn't big enough, went over her head, but it was a good
yeah.
idea.
I agree.
Seems to me like the referees are letting the girls play.
Yeah, I like that.
I do too.
Yeah, you want to give them a little bit of freedom.
Jimmy, you're right, though. United gets possession and within a couple of passes has turned the ball over.
Yeah, and I think one, that's the pressure that Oregon's putting on them. But two, I just think they're just not being composed enough as they play. But again, they're doing pretty decently defensively. It's not like they're letting them have good and easy shots. So, if they can keep quality on the ball, keep passing it to the teammates, things will open up, and that's where they'll gain a little bit of confidence. Right now, I can see that United's losing a little bit of their oomph, that confidence, because they're just playing a defensive game. They need a little bit of a win, getting a good shot in or getting around the back. They just need some of that momentum to turn.
Right, they need something to inspire them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on your heels the whole time, it's
hard.
That's hard. United with the ball. They've got players forward now. Into the middle and knocked away. Outside. Nobody in the middle, though, right now for serve. They came down 2 wingers, nobody in the middle. The throw in. Minutes left in the first half. By the way, that's unofficial. We don't have a scoreboard or a clock. Throw in coming up for United. No, throw in for serve. Throw in.
See, Surf's did a very good job of putting the pressure on them and not giving them a chance to get out. And that's the difference for between the two teams right now is the pressure that's being put on.
Throw in, PDX. PDX back defenders, though, have done a good job of keeping the ball from going in on goal. There's been no shot up close.
Yeah, and I think that's, their defense is what's keeping them in the game right now. What they've now got to start doing is build some momentum by quality passing and quality offense.
I would say you can't win a game 0-0.
No, you got to get goals. And the quality of passing in the final third is just not strong enough.
Yeah, exactly. Send it back to the goalie. Carlson in goal for Surf. Another shot, diving save by the goalie. No score here. First half, U16 championship. That's a long way to take that shot with.
Well, that's where United's doing a good job defensively. They're at least forcing them to take long shots versus getting in. And the mistake Oregon's making is they're not getting around the outside, because I think that's where I think they'll get the goal.
There's the ball in the middle. Left-footed shot and tipped by somebody in the middle.
Yeah, got a little deflection and made it a little bit easy for the keeper to save that one. But again, here you were, see, by going around the outside, even though the cross wasn't as strong, it gave the midfield players an opportunity to come in, and that was a better strike than they've had prior.
That probably was the shot that had the most on it of all the shots we've seen in the game.
Yeah.
Serve in the middle. Look to get it off on a wing, broken up by United. United will start forward. And a throw-in coming up for serve. Another throw-in. Let's see if we can get something going off of this throw-in. Nope.
Yeah.
About 4 minutes left here in the first half. No score. We're at Tualatin Hills Recreation Center. Great soccer fields. We'll be doing 6 games here today. U16, 17, and 18 boys and girls. When we're done with this game, Jimmy and I will do the U16 boys game.
Yeah, there's that bad touch.
Yep.
Again, you got to keep quality on the ball.
Look how quickly Surf drops back. Chang down the left side. In the corner, challenged on the ball. In the middle, can PDX hit a shot away? Goalie comes out and picks it up. Audrey Carlson, the goalie, picked that up. That might have been the best opportunity that PDX had so far.
Yeah, and if you can see, there's a little bit more quality, good pressure. That ball over the top was a great pass because it got Surf turned around and they didn't know what to do with it. So that might be United's best opportunity is like just put the ball over the top, let Gabriela run onto it and see if we can get crosses in.
Great observation. Because whatever else they're trying isn't working.
It's not.
Couple of minutes left. Unofficial. No score. United PDX, Oregon Surf. By the way, PDX is the home team in this game. There's a shot from the outside and in the net. All the way from the outside on the left. Goal.
Yeah, I
Oregon
think
Surf.
I think they got a little confused there on who's marking who there. But I don't think it's a goal. They're giving a goal kick.
Oh, not a goal. Yep, not a goal. Went over the goalie's head into the back corner.
Yeah, but I think someone must have been offside for them to put that ball there.
I didn't see the call, but
yeah,
that's what it had to be. So, first ball in the net is negated. Ooh. There's another shot from the outside. Goalie one-hopped it. Addison Laws in goal for United PDX. Referee checking to make sure the PDX player is okay. That was a hard hit on the ball. All right, we're expecting the referee's whistle for halftime any minute. There's the ball forward. Throw in for Surf. And that ball went out on the throw in. What's the referee talking to that girl about?
Yeah, I think probably just an infraction that she created. I don't know.
He had his elbows up, showing her something.
It's probably when she jumped up for a header. She had her elbows out, and it could be dangerous play. And he's giving her a little warning not to do that.
I like that he took the time to explain it to her, too. Went over and showed her. Throw in. No call there. PDX player hits the ground. Surf trying to get a shot off here in the waning seconds of this first half. Throw in coming up for United PDX. There's a shot that's going to be high and over the top of the net. Referee just looked down at his watch. We're getting close. Throw-in coming up for PDX. Back throw-in, Surf.
Oregon's putting way too much pressure on them. They just don't know what to do with it because they're just not coming to the ball. They're not putting a lot of quality on the ball. So United's got some work to do there.
All right, that's the end of the first half. Our score here at the end of the first half. United PDX, nothing. Oregon Surf, nothing. Jimmy, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I think Oregon Surf had the control of this game, a lot more quality, a lot more possession, obviously more chances was created based on those things. So it's good to see that. United's got to really focus on their quality and keeping possession.
All right, it's halftime. We're going to take a break. We'll come back just before the start of the second half and pick up the action there. Our score here at halftime, United PDX, nothing. Oregon Surf, nothing in the U16 championship. We'll be back.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's explosion. So, and I find it saying around 10 o'clock or, it works pretty well. If you go higher, it'll overlook you. And it's really hard to figure out. It's only for the announcers, but it's difficult. Okay, so you got the scoreboard open?
Test. Test.
Yep, I can hear.
All right.
Oh, so much better.
All right, welcome back. We had some technical difficulties we ironed out. Start of the second half, U16 championship. Oregon Surf in the blue, United PDX in the white. Our score at halftime, no score. 5 corner kicks for Surf in the first half, none for PDX. Shots on goal, 4 for Surf, 1 for United PDX. Thanks for joining us here on Oregon Sports Suite. I'm Dave Hall, along with Jimmy Clarke. The player's dad who came over and talked to us is 48 for Oregon Surf, Bianca Bond. Her dad came over and was asking about Team 1 to watch the game. All right, PDX moving from our left to our right, Surf moving from our right to our left. Let's see if they heeded your advice, Jimmy.
Well, I think, will depend on what the coach said to them at half-time. But I'm sure he's like, look, guys, we've got to keep quality on the ball. We've got to make sure our passes are making it to our team, and we've got to get forward from the United side of things. From Oregon, I would say they say keep the same. We're playing well. Keep it going. Look for our opportunities. Get around the edge. Get around the around the outside, and get our crosses in, because that's where the success came from.
All right. Surf has had 2 possessions, and in those 2 possessions, they immediately went to the outside on the right.
Yeah, that's where their opportunities come in, and I'm sure the coaches, both coaches, have seen it to say, look, it's a wide field. We've got to take advantage of getting around the outside, and and looking for those opportunities there. United have just got to stay quality going forward. Defensively, they're sound. They're doing really well. But offensively, they've got nothing going. So they've got to find, some form of momentum going forward, and they've got to get some opportunities. That's where they'll gain confidence. Right now, there's no confidence on the United team, and Oregon feels like, okay, we're just going to keep playing and wear them down until we get goals.
I think what I would think about for PDX is they need to go on the attack. They need to get attack mentality. Surf on the outside, a crossing pass in the middle. Oh.
See there again, that's where they're going to gain a lot of success, is round the outside, crosses coming in, because it will confuse the defense. And if they can get their forwards just to sneak in front of those defense, that's where they'll get an opportunity. She's going to feel bad about that one, because that was an easy tap in.
And I think that's the first time we've actually saw somebody get set up at the goal. The shot was right at the corner. Just underway, second half action, U16 will crown a champion at the end. It'll either be Oregon Surf or United PDX. Again, from the outside on the right, and Surf had two players down there in front of the net. Another shot from the outside, wide left.
Yeah, Oregon's just got to keep putting the pressure on, and they'll eventually break them down. By keep going outside, they'll force the defender out, and that'll give them space in the middle.
Interesting, they've had 4 possessions now. They've got something away towards the goal, and all of them were from the right. Here they are down the right again. From way outside. Oh, that actually hit the crossbar. Goalie got her hands up, and on the rebound, a goal.
Yeah. See, they just got to keep putting the pressure on them. These balls outside, these long crosses, that's where they'll gain their momentum. Obviously, mistake made at the back there. They should have closed it down a lot quicker. And really an easy little tap in, but she did well to get the ball off from the crossbar, to get her head on it, to get it down quickly, and then be able to tap it into the goal.
The goal scorer is out there in the circle, not the one next to the line, but just to the right of her. I can't see her number. I think it's 20, but I'm not sure. A goal for Oregon Surf, and that goal coming about 4 minutes into the start of the second half. Actually, I believe the goal scorer is number 10. And that is Phelan Cooper, I believe. That's unofficial. I'm not the official scorekeeper, but I think that's who had the goal. Well, Surf took your advice.
Yeah, it seems so. I mean, again, I think that's just how I see the game. It's just being opened up from being around the outside or long balls. That's where you're going to get the success for either team.
And we hadn't seen any of that in the first half, so we've got a Surf player down.
I'm sure at halftime the coach was just saying to the team, keep doing what you're doing, but be more offensive minded. Get some balls over the top, get some shots on, because they are a little bit weak once you get behind their defense. But United's got a strong back four. But the only way to break them down is getting behind them, getting long balls over the top, and getting them chasing back, and that's where they'll make mistakes. Because unfortunately, United, once they get it, they're giving the possession straight back because of the pressure that Oregon's putting on them. So that's all they need to do, is just keep putting pressure on them, keep getting the ball over the top, close them down, win the second ball, and then get this, get those shots off like we just saw.
The other thing that's changed to me is not just getting a shot off. They've got players up front at the goal.
Yeah, and again, that comes down to the formation we talked about at the beginning with those three in the backing up the forward. That gives them a little bit more players going forward.
1-0, Surf leads in the championship match in the U16 girls OYSA championships here at Tualatin Recreational Center. Sub checks in for Oregon Surf. Throw-in coming up for United. I asked the coach, Andy Frazier from Oregon Surf, before we started, where did his players come from? You know, most of these girls are probably freshmen, sophomores in high school. They're playing on high school teams. But he said his players primarily came from Portland and Beaverton, but that he had 4 kids on his roster from Bend. Corner kick coming up for Surf. This will be number 6.
Again, I'm just going to put it out there.
That's the first half.
Okay.
Okay, now the second
There's
half.
the shot. In front. Ball loose. Still loose in front. And finally cleared away. Surf had a couple of chances right then. The ball was right in front of them. Couldn't get a shot away.
Perfect. So scroll down.
They'll send it back and start over. And a throw-in coming up. Throw-in coming up for Surf.
I would do something to force it into the field.
The throw-in.
Tell it, okay, I want you to do that. To go back and scroll up. You'll probably want to change the jersey colors and all that kind of stuff once you get
PDX and another throw-in coming up. On the throw-in for PDX, number 33, Anna Lorallet. Stolen away by Surf, stolen away by Faylene Cooper. Surf with a free kick coming up. and a through ball, way too far through.
Yeah, well, it was you could just tell it was a little bit of a panic pass because the winger wasn't even making the run. So, you know, United's got to gain a little bit more confidence, a little bit more, quality on the possessions that they have. You can see once they get it, they're panicking and almost giving it straight back to Oregon.
They need to make their passes with a purpose.
Yeah.
PDX starts forward. Take it away, serve. They're down the left side, send it back out. Throw-in coming up, Surf on the throw-in, 31. Sienna Siaka. Send it back to Ohana Chang. You know, I'm convinced that Surf is trying to take the ball down the right side. Because that's what all their plays have been. They didn't do that in the first half.
Yeah, there's a little bit more success on that side because she's a little bit more open on it.
Our score, Oregon Surf 1, United PDX nothing. I forgot we don't have a scoreboard. Usually we have a camera on a scoreboard. There's not one here, so that's why we're informally keeping time, and I'll have to remember to try to say the score more. One to nothing. It was a goal 4 minutes into the second half for Surf. Substitutions checking in for Surf. We're 12 minutes into the second half. The throw in. You know, United let that throw in go all the way back to the goalkeeper area.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see if the keeper was a little bit more aggressive, came out.
Right. She kind of sat back and waited on the ball that time.
Mm-hmm.
Surf still with the ball. Nice spin move. Madeline Millette over there on the left side, number 24. The throw-in coming up, that's 31, Sienna Siaka. I'm sorry, that was a PDX throw-in. Yes. I think everybody was confused there for a second, but that's a PDX throw-in. They'll do it again. Long throw in, and that's going to go out. It's going to be a throw in for PDX. Number 61, Jane Musho, checks into the game for PDX. The throw in.
Yeah, that's all I got.
And knocked away. Surf sends it back forward down the right side. Have a player there. Towards the middle. Down the side, a shot. Oh, goalie got her hands up, blocked that.
Yeah, it was a great turn, good touch. Gave her space immediately, gave her some room to get out there and get a shot off. It was a good shot, good save.
Serve trying to get the ball away, trying to get a shot. There's a shot deflected. The shot was by 24, Madeline Millette. There's a screen up, but the ball went through the little hole in the screen there and went into the woods. Somebody had to go get it. Corner kick coming up. Seventh corner kick of the game for serve. United has one. There it is, running in. Oh, missed it. Had a flyer coming in trying to get that ball and head it in the goal. There's a field adjacent to ours. Apparently they're scoring a lot of goals over there.
I think the game just ended and one team won.
Ah. Substitution checking in for PDX. Kick by the goalie. Serve. Puts the ball in the middle. Trying to get the ball that time to Madeline Millette. Just a little bit in front of her. Jimmy, has PDX done anything different from the first half? Have they made any changes that you can see?
No, they haven't really. I think that you know, they're struggling because they don't have momentum. Oregon does, and Oregon's putting a lot of pressure on them. So they're unable to find their game, and you can just tell the confidence level has gone down simply because, you know, every now and then once they get it, they're giving it straight back, or they're panicking passes, and the quality of their touch is off. So they're still playing really nervous, and it would be great if they could just start finding their rhythm.
I told you, that seems, when I talked to the United PDX coach, the first word out of his mouth, I said, "What's your plan for the game?" And he said, "We have to establish rhythm."
Yeah, and they haven't found it.
Kick coming up for PDX. And headed away by Surf inside. Surf forward. Goalie's going to come out and get that. Sends it forward.
It's a good ball. Get out wide, get down, take it down to the line. Oh, she's got to move a little quicker than that. Yeah. That's where that force comes in. If she went straight down to the line, she would have turned their defense down, got them coming back, and she could have cut a ball through to the center, like the 18-yard box, and had a midfield player running through. Unfortunately, again, that comes down to what we talked about earlier on. They don't have an offensive-minded players right now. They're all looking back to cut back to someone else for responsibility.
Millette dishes off. That play was slow developing too. Had to have been a little more speed in that.
Correct.
Maybe could have got further inside. But a good idea. Talk about players who become offensive minded. Number 24 up front for serve has been in on a lot of action. She's been side to side.
Yeah, I mean, she's seeking it. She's looking for the
Yep.
ball. And that makes a difference with a forward.
You want a player that says, I want the ball. Give me the ball. 1-0, Surf leads. Throw in coming up. We're halfway through the second half. Surf leads 1-0. Throw in coming up. Surf throw in. There's the throw in.
Nice touch.
Down the right side, moving inside, got a player in the middle, and gonna go out. Just got a little bit ahead of that.
Yeah, Surf needs 1 or 2 more goals just to put it to bed. That way they'll, give them a little bit more confidence just to play possession and keep the ball.
Corner kick coming up for Surf, the number 8. Jimmy corner kicks are 8-1. I think that kind of indication of what's going on in the game.
Yep.
Short. In front. Can't get turned around off to the side, goes far right. The ball, nice spin move, gonna get inside. And ball deflected over the top of the net. A couple of good moves to get in that close.
Yeah, she did really good on the ball, got good space. That's where you've got to have your midfield players pushing into the center of the box where she could cut it back. She had no other person to play it to, so she just tried to force it through, and you can't play through players. Obviously, that's what happens. So the midfielder got to support her quicker.
Another corner kick in the middle and headed over the net. Roll it that time on the header. On a little roll it. You hear those people yelling. Those are not, we're on the far side away from the coaches. Those are fans who are into the game. Free kick coming up for Surf. There's the kick, a long kick into the middle, headed away. There's another ball curving, Oh, goalie jumped up and got a hand up in the air and blocked that.
Yeah, actually he hit the crossbar, came out. So it's a good keeper though, good cover. It was a good try. That's where the forwards got to try and pick up that second ball. But a great opportunity. They're creating so much more right now.
You say that one hit the crossbar?
Yeah, came off the crossbar.
I thought the goalie got her fingertips on it, but
she may have done. I mean, but she had it covered. That's for sure.
Right. All right, as we move on here, we're going to thank our sponsors. Thank you to Skyhawk Sports Oregon, the nation's leading provider of youth sports programs for ages 4 to 14 years. Visit them at skyhawks.com. Throw in. Deflected. Serve. Makes a turn. Down the right side. Millet's in front. Through ball, blocked. Now it's through Jane Mushu. Throw in coming up. Throw in. Surf who's
yeah, she's getting herself runs around the outside there on the right. Differences for sure.
Got some speed, been able to get to the outside.
Yeah, and you know, the only thing that's missing for the Oregon team is the midfield supporting in the box and attacking. They seem to be staying way too far back. So once they get those runs around the outside, that midfielder got to die and really push in and get on the top of the box so they can get any of the second balls and the drop downs.
That goes out. Throw in coming up. While we got a chance, I want to say thank you to Bazooka Goals, high-end sports brand supplying the retail market on an international basis. Visit them at bazookagold.com. Throw in coming up for Oregon Surf. Long throw in, tip towards the goal and behind the goal. Score stays 1-0. Oregon Surf leads. You know, for all we've talked good about the offense of Oregon Surf, the defense for Portland, United PDX has been outstanding.
Yeah, they've done a good job of keeping them out. I mean, obviously this could have been a late 3 or 4 nil game already. So they've done well at the back. The challenge is they've got no quality coming out. So they'll win it, they maybe make 1 or 2 passes, and then it's right back at them. So they're going to get tired. They're going to get tired if they're not careful. So they've got to get more offense, and they've got to get them in Oregon Surf's goal.
Down the left side for United, to the middle, and nobody there. Surf clears it away. And out, throw-in coming up for United. Another throw-in coming up for Surf. Now move forward. Throw-in coming up. Chang throws it in. Nice high throw. Turns the corner. That's Millette. And goes out. Thanks to Sportspin International, designing top quality award products since 1980. Visit them at sportpins.com. Another one of our great sponsors.
I mean, you can even see at the back here already, the 2 defenders are pushing back. They need to be up on the halfway line. And then so that way you've got more of a condensed area, and you've got more of your white, the United team players in their half, and you're able to close down the ball a lot quicker. So they're giving Oregon way too much respect, in my opinion.
We're down to about 6 minutes left. There is a foul. We'll have a free kick coming up for PDX. They'll get everybody up now. And to take the free kick, I'm trying to look, is that number, can you see the number?
No.
Okay. Surf sets up a wall. Let's see. Hard kick right in the middle and on the fly. Line drive catch. Nice job by the goalie that time.
Don't think it's very hard for her. It was straight at her. That's where those free kicks, you've got to aim for the corners, or you've got to get a little bit of a cross in, a little chip over the top for the players to come on to.
That was Crystal Fan Reeves on the kick for Oregon, or for Portland PDX. Throw in for serve, number 31, Sienna Siaka. Serve for the ball, 26, Lila Blake. There's the ball in the middle, too hard, over the top.
It was a great ball. You know, that was a good little 1-2 pass there, good ball outside. That cross was really great. That's where the winger's got to just either got to hold off and so they can attack the ball versus being in there. They're getting in there way too early on those crosses.
You mean they got to have some flexibility to pick up and field that ball?
Yes.
Rather than get
that ball came across, she's already way inside the box. She stood outside the box or that 6-yard box by about another 10 yards. When that ball comes over, she can see the kind of ball that's coming over and then she can attack it. Instead, she's in there, then she's trying to react to a ball that comes in versus be more proactive with it.
Great point. In front, Millette makes the dash. Goaltender goes down and gets it. She came out that time and fell on it. Millette was closing. Madeline Millette, number 24. One to nothing, Oregon Surf leads. It's tough to protect that lead when it's only one. Any mistake, and we got about 3 or 4 minutes left unofficially. I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, these two teams played earlier in the year, and United PDX won.
Yeah, so this is a little bit of a revenge game then, huh?
Yep. The coach, Andy Fraser, though, told me since that loss, I haven't lost.
Really?
Nice block that time by PDX. Oh, closed in on the ball, couldn't get a shot away. Millette in front and goes down in a pile with the goalie. Whistle. Millette moved in quickly, goalie came out, they collided.
Yeah, if I was the coach right now of the Oregon team, I would just say, just keep possession. You got what, about maybe 5 minutes left in the game? So I would just take time off the clock right now. You're 1-0 up. I would just keep possession, keep the ball, get it out wide, get it into the corner, take time off the clock, just, you know, wean it down. And if there's an opportunity to go for goal, you go for it. But the reality right now is just, this is just take time off the clock.
All right, kick out to midfield by the defender. I think the ball went out into the woods, or did they find it? There we go. The throw in. For needing people out front, PDX doesn't have any right now. Cleared. Throw in coming up for United PDX. Now they hurry everybody back.
You've got to switch the play as quick as they can right now and get forward, not back. They've got to get forward. You know, the biggest mistake I see the United team playing is there's no off-the-ball movement. What's happening is players got the ball and everybody stops and watches her versus trying to create space or open the field out or make runs. And that's really what's killed the United team going forward. No off-the-ball movement.
Running on the right side towards the middle. Oh, cleared out just in time. And that ball cleared away. We're very close to the end here.
There you go. They just got to keep possession at this time. Put it down into the corner.
That's exactly what they're doing.
There you go.
Shot across.
She should have kept it. Kept it out there, took it to the corner, took time off the clock, you know. That's the strategy at this time, and just prevent any opportunity for United to get some momentum.
Throw in. On the throw in, 31, Sienna Siaka. There it is. There's the whistle. Our winner in the 16U OYSA Championship, it is Oregon Surf with a 1-0 win over United PDX. Jimmy?
Yeah, I think they deserved it. They played really well. They played composed. They took advantage of the opportunity that they was given. And so, yeah, they were the better team, that's for sure. I think United got to feel disappointed that they really didn't show up today with anything offensively or aggressive. Their quality of their passing wasn't strong. And I think that's, you know, they just didn't show up today, whereas Oregon did. You could just tell which team wanted to win it. First half, Oregon had all the possession, and they pretty much kept that momentum into the second half.
Congratulations to Oregon Surf and their head coach, Andy Frazier, with the win. Got a couple of sponsors we want to thank. I want to thank Soccer Parenting Association. Thank you to Soccer Parenting Association, inspiring players by empowering parents. Visit them at soccerparenting.com. Tercey Soccer Store. Thank you to Tercey Soccer, Portland's original soccer store. Visit them at terceysoccer.com. And VO, thanks to VO, making sport technology accessible to all. Visit them at VO.com. The win, of course, the final totals on corner kicks, Surf with 10, United with 1. That's kind of an indication we talked about shots on goal, 7 for Oregon Surf. Really only 1 shot on goal for United. So pretty much an all-around win for Oregon Surf. Jimmy, your final thoughts?
I think at the end of the day, Oregon Surf was the better team and they deserved the win.
I couldn't say it any better myself. All right, that's it for the U16 event. I want to remind you, stick around. In about 40 minutes, we're going to have the start of the boys 16U game, and Jimmy and I will bring you that. I'm Dave Hall along with Jimmy Clarke. We'll return here with the boys 16U game. You're watching OregonSportsBeat.com.